Hello and welcome back to Secret of Mana. We are in Elaine the Witch's Castle and we have just taken care of one of the hardest parts in this entire game. And we now need to head off to do some other stuff. Let me see, let's use the magic rope here. I can't use it here? What? Really? Oh, I can't use it here. But what's the point of the magic rope? Oh well, I guess we're just gonna have to run out of this castle on our own. But yeah, we also got the whip for Yumi. Or well, it isn't her weapon per se, but it's right now I have my 3 characters equipped with my 3 favorite weapons. So the whip is really good. As I said, the spear is really good and it's probably the most high damaging weapon we have, I think. And of course the sword, you know, someone's gotta have the sword. What's going on here? Dialogue is alive. Can you hear me? Come immediately to the water palace. It's Luca. Now what's the matter? I've got to go. I'm going too. I'm worried about Dialogue, but I can't save him alone. I'll go with you. In return, you can help me rescue Dialogue. Yippee! I'm coming along. You can count on me. Alright, I guess we got our party then. So we're gonna set out on this adventure together. But first we just need to get out of here and head back to the water palace. So if you remember, who was it that said that? Someone said that, you know, you need a, I think they said you need a whip to get out of this forest or something like that. I can't remember who said it, but I guess that would be a hint on how to get out of this forest easier. If I can find the place where that is. Of course, I'm stopping and fighting monsters, even though I shouldn't. It's fine. Whoops. No, get up the stairs. I don't care too much for that treasure chest. It's probably not something I want to mess with. Ooh. Okay. Let's kill these guys so we can focus. How dare you? Oh, you okay, screw him. Okay, so when you see these kinds of poles here, just equip the whip and you can swing over. You'll kind of notice, you know, because when you're, you know, getting in position, like the game will tell you, you know, when you can whip. So you'll notice. And this will take us out here where we first saw Dialogue. Outside the water palace. How convenient. So what's going on now? You might remember Elaine, the witch, said that we need, what was it? Did she say we need ice to get into the underground palace? Hey, Luca! I'll restore you. Well, thank you. Want to save the game? No. I'm not gonna save the game right now. Undine, the elemental of water, lives in a cave behind the waterfall. A waterfall. It's east of the steps leading to this palace. You got to find her. Her seal in this palace has failed, and I fear she's in great danger. Alright. Undine, huh? Well, let's go see if we can find her. I'm just gonna sprint out of here. So, the cave she's talking about is off this way. It's not very far at all. But we do have some new enemies here. These fish that are good to grind off of. I usually do that. Not now, I don't think. When is it that I grind off of these guys? I think it is the next... No. It's the not the next major boss, but I think the boss after that, where I'll come here and grind off of these guys. Because they're, you know, some of the strongest enemies we have access to at this point in the game. See, they're pretty dangerous. They're opposing us pretty good here. It's unbelievable. Let me see here. Okay, I don't have anything. That's great. Oh, come on! Just see, this is the problem with this game sometimes. You know, you become completely overwhelmed and you can't get out of it, you know. That can be a big problem. Screw you, stupid fish. But now I don't have any supplies for this next boss coming up. Yeah, this weird pink thing is our next boss. Who can be pretty dangerous, believe it or not. You'll see. I guess. Oh, come on. Don't hurt me. Man, he's hitting hard. Oh, here we go. He's transforming into this guy. And I need to heal Sprite. Yeah. He will eat one of your characters and do massive damage. So, I might have to resort to a couple wishes here because I don't really have... I don't think I have any more healing items if I didn't buy more chocolates. I don't think I used one for the spiky tiger, but if you just stay away from this guy, I guess this will work. And don't try to stay in his line of sight. Oh yeah, he will use Cure Water too. He can only cast it so many times, so but even then, when he, you know, even when he runs out of magic, he will still try to cast Cure Water, the healing spell there, which buys us a lot of time to, you know, hit him. So it's good. I think this is the last time. I think he can cast it 3 times and then it's done. So, yeah, we're doing a lot of damage here. Would you guys please get out of the way a little bit? He's kind of dangerous. Yeah, as you can see now. Where is your Cure Water now? And there we go. Good. I was a bit worried about that boss. And we get Gloves Orb. Cool. Ooh. Sprite's level 13. That's cool. What's going on? Are you? Thank you. I'm Undine. My power is your reward. I'll give you 2 kinds of magic. Yumi can use my recovery and defense magic. Oh yeah. Sprite can use my battle magic. Awesome. So what do I get? What do I get? Hey, Undine? Your mana sword will one day become more powerful than any magic. You can receive an elemental's power, such as Ice Saber, on your sword. Yumi can cast Ice Saber on your weapon to turn enemies into snowmen. And this, take this with you, is one of the mana weapons. And we receive the pole dart. Call me anytime. Oh yeah. Gained Undine's powers. No one can stop me now. That's right. Sprite just became terribly powerful. I I guess I'm gonna get out of here, and we'll talk about magic, because there's a lot you can say about magic. We also got the pole dart, which is my favorite ranged weapon. I do end up using it, I think a bit at least, you know, for some enemies and bosses and areas. So we're all healed up, so I guess we could technically fight these guys. But you know what? No, I'm not gonna fight them now. I'll do that later, off camera. You see me fight them. You see me being destroyed by them. So anyway, I'm gonna head off to Pandora, and we're gonna talk magic. So yeah, the finally, you know, we do not have the disadvantage anymore for enemies, which is very good. But it also means we now have one more set of levels that we can gain. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so let's just go down here, and we'll talk a bit about the magic we just got. Now, I do want to state my sources, and as I said in the first video, I learned a lot about this game from watching Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play of this, so that's pretty much where all the information I have on magic comes from, that and my own experience. But I assume that, you know, what I'm gonna talk to you about is, you know, common knowledge, and probably everybody uses these kinds of tricks to level magic and whatnot. So, you know, I don't think I'm ripping, you know, him off or anything, but whatever. First of all, let's take a look at magic. So, you know, Randy doesn't have any, so screw him. We have a new sub-menu here now. You can see with Undine for the sprite and Yumi. There we go. We also have under levels here, that shows you the weapon levels. If you press R, you can now see your magic levels. Yay! You can see in the slots there are 8 of them. So let's start with Yumi. As Undine herself said, Yumi gets the kind of defensive powers. So she has Ice Saber, which is an elemental, you know, that you can put on weapons. As Undine said, it turns enemies into snowmen. You have Remedy, which I think will cure, you know, status effects. I never use it, so I don't know. Most of the spells I really don't use, especially Yumi's. But then we have Cure Water, which is a lifesaver, obviously. So we finally have an healing spell. Let me see. Sprite, he has Freeze, which is the coolest out of this set. I will use it a lot. Also have Acid Storm, which I don't think we've seen yet, but I think... No, wait. I was thinking Mantis Ant had this attack, but I don't think he did. And Energy Absorber. I've never used this one, so I don't know about the details, but, you know, probably absorbs energy. HP, maybe. I don't know. Now, how you would go about leveling these things is a whole science in of itself. I guess first of all, the thing to note, every time you use a magic spell, you will gain XP for it. It doesn't matter the cost of the magic spell. It can be the cheapest one and you'll still get the same experience every time. So, you know, the idea is you always want to use your cheapest spell when you grind magic, but that is not always the case for Sprite, which I will talk about in a bit. There's a lot I want to say about this, so excuse me, this might be a little slow, this video, but anyway, let's start with Yumi. So in her set here, we want to use this one, the Remedy, because it only costs 1 MP. Now, we could cast it on ourselves, like that. But, of course, I can't do anything now until she's done casting the spell and, you know, getting the effects of it. Now, what we can do instead is we can, you know, use, for instance, Sprite or Randy to cast a spell on. Let me see here. Now, one thing about spells, though, is that you can spam them, which, you know, could be a cheap tactic you could use against bosses and enemies. I'm gonna try not to use that, but for leveling, it's really good. So what you do, let's see if I can remember exactly here. You go to, I always go to Sprite for some reason. Cast a spell, and when Undine comes up here, you go into your menu again, and as you can see, you can actually use your spells again, even though you're technically not supposed to. So we can cast it again. Undine comes up, she disappears, and right away I go into the sub-menu, and I cast it again. And this is how I would level Yumi's magic. And once you get used to this, you can do this really fast. So as you can see, and you know, we just keep buffing Sprite here. Well, I guess we're using a Remedy, so it doesn't really do anything, but anyway, and that's how I would level up her magic. So, and for this to work, for certain of her spells, for them to work the most effectively, I want them set up like this, in a line. But I don't think that doesn't really matter for the Remedy. You know, I'll go over how I level up some other spells when I get them. Let me leave and re-enter, because now we're gonna talk about Sprite's spells and how we're gonna level his spells. Now, for them to work, we need an enemy to cast them on. But the problem is with Sprite's magic is that it's so powerful that it's most likely gonna kill an enemy in one hit. So I'm gonna take the freeze, which is the cheapest spell here. Boom, yeah. And so every time we want to level, you know, we need to find a new enemy to cast on, but we can spam his spells as well. So what we can do is we can choose a target and do the same thing here. Go into the menu now, and we can go in and we can stack the attacks. And if you're fast enough, the enemy will not die, and you can keep doing this. Whoops, I took the wrong enemy, but this is also a very cheap tactic you can use. Oh, I kind of mistimed that, but oh well. That is the idea. So we want to, you know, make use of this mechanic of spamming spells in order to level up them faster, and this way, with Sprite, we can use up his magic meter on one enemy. Now, as I said before, you always want to use the cheapest spell, but in certain cases with Sprite's magic, the cheapest spell really isn't good for spamming, because you will accidentally kill the enemy too fast for you to. You can maybe cast it like twice at most. In those cases, I would actually opt to go for a much, or not much, but a more expensive spell, just so I can spam it, you know, and thus gain levels faster, and I don't have to go through, you know, go around and find new enemies. So hope I'm explaining this good for you. It's not too confusing, but anyway, this is where Nintendo Capri Sun's come to do his first magic grinding, because you have the inn here, and then you know, you can leave town really easily. And there's one more thing. when you're in an area where you do not have your weapons out, like if we go back into town, you see we don't have our weapons out. If I were to, of course I can't level up Sprite's magic here because there are no enemies, but I can level up Yumi's magic here. But the thing is, if we're in an area where we which is deemed safe, where we do not have our weapons out, we'll apparently only gain half the XP we would normally. So you always want to grind in an area where we have our weapons out. So that's another thing you need to keep in mind, or you don't need to, but man, I get the timing wrong here when I'm talking. So hopefully I can get to level 1 here without boring you to death. Level or magic grinding is really boring, but the spells can become really, really powerful. Yeah, there we go. Sprite's magic went up to level 1, so no! Wait! I need to level up Yumi as well. Alright. So let's take a look at this again. No, I didn't want to throw it on her. Damn it. Oh, but her magic skill went up too, so I guess we're done here. So I'm gonna go back into the inn and restore my magic. So yeah, that's the basics of, you know, magic in general, I guess, and how you should level them. Or, I mean, you do what you want to, but just leveling them up, you know, as the game progresses, that's fine too. But if you want to reach the max level, you would benefit from having some form of system when leveling your magic. So I'm gonna show you all the good, you know, grinding spots I use for both magic and weapon, you know, grinding and regular level grinding. So I'm sorry this episode was a bit slow, but anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode when we're finally gonna go to the underground palace. Bye now.